What movies could have been much shorter if the main characters just used a little common sense? James Bond. If you can. Don't invent a cool way to kill him. Just shoot him. Multiple times for good measure. And then, only after he's dead you can do inventive things with his body and tell him your master plan and do whatever you want. Rambo. He should have just kept walking through town. Tangled wouldn't have happened at all if Mother Gothel told Rapunzel that her birthday was on a different day. Frozen. The rock troll guys said Elsa needed to learn to control her ice powers, not suppress them. Star Wars. A New Hope. Hold your fire. There are no life forms on board. We have robots. Sir, a robot could have the plans. Oh, right. Blast it. The end. Easily Tucker and Dale versus evil. But that's kind of the point. The entirety of X-Men. Logan never listens. Frozen would have ended real quick if the parents didn't care about Elsa hiding her powers. Toy Story 3 if Andy's mom checked the garbage bag she was about to throw out, or if Andy would have put the toys in anything other than a trash bag. Like a box. All Scar had to do was snap Simba's neck and throw him down next to Mufasa's body. Roll the credits. Nightmare Before Christmas. If anyone just listened to Sally. The only one with a bit of common sense. Jaws. Close the beach. Shark moves on. Easy peasy. White chicks. They could have used the makeup team to fix the white girls' faces instead of turning two black dudes into white chicks. Any movie that comes up with these. I have a critical piece of information and I know it is critical for preventing this great danger, exposing that fraud, bringing these two back on track. However, I choose to not reveal it because I got interrupted and instead of saying it in a short way and maybe even a few times. I'll heat up the popcorn machine and watch the world burn. The Little Mermaid. If Prince Eric just gave Ariel a pen and some paper to write on, they could have cleared things up a lot sooner. Any romantic drama because they're just not saying or doing what they want to and then they cry about it half the movie. The Back to the Future films. Like honestly I swear 80% of the conflict is purely because Marty can't swallow his pride and walk away. Yes I know he called you chicken and yes I know nobody calls you chicken but walk away dude. You have bigger fish to fry. Elrond and Isildur stand before the fires of Mount Doom. Elrond. Cast it into the fire. Destroy it. Close on Isildur. Captivated by the ring. Isildur. No. Isildur turns to walk away. But Elrond shoves him off the cliff into the fire. Elrond emerges from the cavern. Elrond. Tragic news. An orc was hiding in the cavern and pushed Isildur into the lava. But don't worry. I killed it and threw it into the lava as well. Most romance movies. Just talk to your so about the misunderstanding. And instead of saying, I can explain your side. If Doctor Strange had not been irresponsible and texting while driving he wouldn't have gotten into that accident. Star Wars. The entire series. There's Count Dooku's ship. Shoot him. We have no more missiles sir. This is a gunship. Use one of your other weapons. Oh yeah. Star Wars credits music. Cars. Lightning McQueen was an idiot for making the wrong turn down Route 66 that set the main plot point in motion. It would have been so easy to just stop and think for a second. And go back the way he came. Edit. It was pointed out in the replies he could have just taken new tires during the first race and that would have made it even shorter. Any horror movie. Don't go outside alone at night. Call the police if there's a murder. And don't go to the haunted house. Any movie that has this. Wait. Let's talk about this. Reaches out arm. Don't touch me. Walks off furiously as other person just remains sulking and pondering. Finding Nemo. He just shouldn't have touched the butt. Every single. Jurassic Park. Scientists. Hey maybe don't do that. Rich guy. But I wanna. Everyone else. Dead. Night at the Museum 3. Literally all you had to do was hold that tablet thing up to the moon to recharge it. Instead they went all the way to London for some fucking reason. Iron Man 3. You know. Maybe just don't threaten a terrorist. Monty Python and the Search for the Holy Grail. If the producers would have hired better staff for the opening credits. Serendipity. I don't even think I saw the whole thing. I was so mad at their idiocy. You meet someone you like. Get their damn phone number. Boom. Couple days later you're on a second date and you eventually get married. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Or For the Love of God. Just ask nicely. Ghost needs quantum realm energy to stay physically solid? Hold on just a second. Pym and co. have to pull out a woman who's been studying that place for decades. You'll be fine. Just wait a couple days. Thor, if they told Loki that he was adopted and explained him during his childhood. I'm pretty sure he WPULD have known how to deal with his anger. I mean, not the main character. But Voldemort could have just thrown Harry Potter out of the window instead of using a spell. Not mine. Coraline. Maybe I shouldn't crawl into this sketchy magic tunnel that the neighbors warned me about. I'll give her a pass the first time because she thought it was a dream. Though. You should have gone for the head. Thanos to not so smart Thor. The Sandlot. Just go up to the door and knock. Infinity War. Doctor. Stephen Strange doesn't drive distracted. Thanos wins. I'd say Johnny English though. If he just listens to his partners or at least think a bit. Everything else after the climax would never have happened. I love the movie though. I mean, Isildur could have just cast the ring into the fire. Alien. Prometheus. Alien Covenant. Quarantine Protocols people. Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. If Anakin Skywalker had just let Mace Windu kill Palpatine right then and there, the Jedi Purge would have never happened. Vader would have never happened. Padme would still be alive. His kids wouldn't have made out years later. And his grandchild wouldn't have been such an emo. Batman. Don't walk down streets named Crime Alley. Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Not only the movie would be a little shorter, but a big part of the saga would go away as well, when Darth Maul appears on Naboo through the door right before the lightsaber fight. The people should have just straight up shot him. I know he is a Sith and has a double-bladed lightsaber. But there was 40 people with blasters and 2 Jedi. That fight could have ended in 30 seconds with 1 or 2 non-important deaths. A Quiet Place. You live in a world where any loud noise can result in being instantly ripped apart by monsters, and you decide to have a baby? Then again, it's Jim. I'd probably risk it to let him put a baby in me too. The Harry Potter series. Seriously. All Harry needed to do was be open and honest with Dumbledore and Dumbledore with Harry. Every slasher movie. Stay inside. Call the police. Don't investigate weird noises. A New Hope ends after about 8 minutes. Chief Pilot. There goes another one. Captain. Hold your fire. There are no life forms. It must have been short-circuited. Beat. Captain. There we go. Shoot it now and it will qualify for your quarterly long-distance cannon marksmanship certification. Small explosion. Roll credits. Avengers Infinity War. If Star-Lord keeps his shit together, there's no need for Endgame. Edit. This is a bad example. Doctor Strange. Original Star Wars. Though not the main characters. Oh. The life pod has no life signs. Shoot it down anyways just to be sure. The Day After Tomorrow. If Dennis Quaid follows his own advice and stays put, he wouldn't have traipsed through the killer snow and his son would have lived anyway. Othello. If Othello talked to his wife about her potentially cheating on him and trying to work it out like a married couple, ya big baby. I guess not the main characters. But even the most incompetent of governments would have stopped what happened in The Dark Knight Rises so much earlier. Any reasonable show of force with an organized SEAL team could have brought down that operation within a week of the whole thing starting. They really didn't need to wait for an AWOL superhero with a broken back to realize that they couldn't just let a whole city get nuked with like 2 months' notice. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory should have just been about a board of trustees choosing a new factory CEO from a field of qualified candidates. Not a promotional stunt. To paraphrase a classic joke, this is a beautiful house. Big. Clean, huge lot, near good schools, we're looking forward to raising our family here. Eldritch voice. Get out, too bad we can't stay. The Star Wars prequels are literally just the galaxy's wisest and fiercest warriors failing to notice constant red flags pointing to sociopathy. A lot of movies wouldn't have even started if people had common sense. But looking around at the world right now, it's pretty obvious we're fucked in that department as a species. My pick for the day is Alien, especially because said common sense is pointed out right there in the movie, then ignored. Home Alone. If the kid would have called a friend or grandma and asked to stay with them till his parents got home. Don't always trust a random person. I get that in some horror movies, games, that random person might help the main character, but most of the time that random person either betrays abandons, or even tries to kill the main character. If this rule applied to a lot of horror movies, games, it would make things much quicker. 28 weeks later. This is my second time replying to a move-related question with the same answer. If guard was present at the beginning, outside the room where the wife was held, he would have seen what happened. Shot the husband in the head. Boom. Show over. Adventures in babysitting. Chris could have sent a taxi to pick up that moron runaway Brenda. And then just paid for it when Brenda got home. Rambo. Last Blood. The whole conflict is kicked off by the daughter screwing up. Also, Rambo also screws up in the middle of the movie. If the international scientists in The Thing spoke Finnish, the movie would be over during the opening sequence. Coco. If Miguel had literally just mentioned that he thought De La Cruz was his great-great-grandfather in front of his great-great-grandmother. Mama Imelda. When he crossed over after grabbing De La Cruz's guitar in the tomb. The movie would have been over right there. Pretty sure Shrek could have eaten most of those fairy tale things.